I wasn't even supposed to be talking about this today. I was planning on making a video on some young NBA players that need more playing times for their teams. But after last night, I just couldn't cover another topic. I was inspired to make this video by Isaiah Thomas. Yesterday, he dropped 44 points in a huge win against the Toronto Raptors. And heading into the fourth quarter, it seemed as if the Raptors were in control of the game. I mean, they had a pretty comfortable lead at 8 points. However, in the fourth quarter, we all know what happens. The god of the fourth quarter descends upon us and sets pure flames to the court. Isaiah Thomas scored 19 of his 44 points in the fourth quarter last night to lift the Celtics over the Raptors to boost their seeding over the Raps in the East by 1.5 games. And you know, some people have been talking about Isaiah Thomas being the most improved player before, and I really never thought of him like that because, well, he was an all-star last year. And most of the time, the most improved player goes to a player that either came out of nowhere or that has began to live up to their potential. And earlier in the year, I made a video talking about how I believe that Giannis was basically a lock to win the most improved player award. And while I still think most people see him as the favorite, he might not be as clear-cut of a winner as most people think. There are a couple of other players who definitely deserve a hard look when it comes to the NBA's most improved player award, and that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. So before I get into the rest of the recaps from last night's games, let's talk about these most improved candidates. Now I know what some of you are thinking, that Isaiah Thomas was an all-star averaging 22 points and 6 assists last season. He's 27 years old. How can someone who is that old and was already having a great career win the most improved player? Well, you're right, he was an all-star last year, he is 27. But the thing is, this year he's elevated his play to a superstar level. He's still averaging about the same 6 assists per game this year, but he's upped his scoring to just under 30 points per game at 29.7. And with the way he's been playing recently, I believe that by the end of the season, there is a strong possibility that he wins the scoring title. As it stands, he's number 2 in scoring, exactly 1 point behind Russell Westbrook, who is averaging 30.7 points per game. So there's that, and then if you take a look at what he's been doing historically, I mean, he just posted the best scoring January in Boston Celtics history. The Boston Celtics history. This is the same organization who has legendary Hall of Famers like Bob Cousy and Larry Bird. Larry Bird until recently held that title at 29 points per game in January, but Isaiah Thomas just topped him by averaging over 32 points per game in January. Then you take a look at the fact that he's averaging more points per game in the fourth quarter ever since the NBA started keeping track of fourth quarter scoring in the 1996 to 1997 season. So that's 20 years right there, and who knows how many it's actually been. Like I said, the NBA didn't start keeping track of this until the 1996-1997 season. So right now, technically Isaiah Thomas is the best documented fourth quarter scorer in NBA history. That's crazy. Giannis is the guy the majority of fans have pegged to win this award, and rightfully so. Like I said, I've already made a video discussing why I feel he has the best shot of winning, and I'm pretty sure even if you're new to this channel, or this is the first video of mine that you've seen, you have seen another video talking about him and his chances to win the award, so I'm not gonna say too much. Alright, so since last year, Giannis has improved his all-around game completely. He's gone from averaging just under 17 points per game to 23 points per game, 7 rebounds per game to 8 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game to 5 assists per game, 1 block to 2 blocks. You see where I'm going with this. Like I said, across the board improvement for Giannis. Factor that in with the fact that he leads the team in literally every statistical category, and that he was also just named an all-star starter for the Eastern Conference team after not even being named an all-star last year, and it's kind of hard not to give the award to Giannis. Anyone who's been watching this channel knows how much I love Jokic's game. He finished 3rd in Rookie of the Year last year, only to Karl Anthony Towns and Kristaps Porzingis, and he has greatly improved his all-around game so far this year. Like I said, last year he had a good rookie season, averaging around 10 points and 7 rebounds for the Nuggets. And so far in his second season, he's boosted those numbers to 15 points and 8 rebounds and 4 assists per game. Really good all-around stats, especially for a second-year player. Well, that doesn't even tell half of the full story. From the time of the recording of this video, he has been out with a hip injury, but prior to that he was playing like one of the best big men. Actually no, one of the best players in the NBA. Check this out. In his last 10 games before hurting his hip, he was averaging 26 points, almost 12 rebounds and 5 assists and little over a block and a steal per game. That's basically DeMarcus Cousins level of production. Not saying that he's DeMarcus Cousins because they have two pretty different styles of play, but I'm just saying when he returns to the court, if he can keep producing anything close to those numbers at all, I honestly think he should win the Most Improved Player award over Giannis. Now those are the three guys who I feel have the best shot at winning the award. However, there are a few players who have definitely improved as well, but I just can't see any of them winning it due to how much the other players have improved. And those three players are Zach LaVine, who upped his scoring from 14 points per game to basically 20 while still being the third option on the Minnesota Timberwolves, Dennis Schroeder, who is having a fantastic season in his first year running the starting point guard position for the Atlanta Hawks. He's averaging 17 points per game and 6 assists per game while also leading the league in clutch field goal percentage. And then of course you have Harrison Barnes, who for the first few years of his career was playing third fiddle to Clay and Steph back in Golden State, is now proving that he can be a reliable scoring option. He's averaging 20 points and 5 rebounds per game for the Mavericks. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below though. Who do you have winning the Most Improved Player? Also, did I miss anyone that you think deserves to be mentioned? Let me know that as well. But now, like always, it's time to get into the recaps from last night's games. Curry really likes playing against his hometown team, as he recorded his 5th game with at least 11 threes made in his career. That's insane. He was 11 for 15 from 3 last night, hitting 6 alone in the first quarter. Curry finished the game with 39 points and 8 assists, and Klay Thompson chipped in 29 as well, as the Warriors get the 126-111 win over the Hornets. The Miami Heat won their 9th game in a row last night. Honestly, at this point, I don't even know what to say. I was gonna make a video talking about it, but I legit don't know what to say. They blew out a pretty quality team in the Atlanta Hawks last night too, 116-93. One thing I can say though is that their defense throughout this winning streak has been absolutely phenomenal. Hassan Whiteside with 18 points and 18 rebounds, Dragic recorded 27 points, and Dion Waiters, who if he keeps this up could see himself get some votes for Most Improved Player award too, had 20 points and 7 rebounds on the night. After a high-scoring first half where they allowed the Wolves to drop 60 points, the Cavs became clamp guides, only giving up 19 points in the third quarter and 18 points in the fourth to cruise to a 125-97 win over the young Wolves. LeBron James almost records a triple-double with 27 points, 12 assists, and 8 rebounds, and Kyrie was out there dropping dimes, 14 points and 14 assists for Uncle Drew. In the first quarter, I thought Anthony Davis was going to drop another 59 points and 20 rebounds on the Pistons. However, the Pistons got him under control in the second half. He finished with 31 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Crazy to think that that's considered under control. And the Pistons snapped their 3-game losing streak with a 118-98 win over the Pelicans. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with a career-high 38 points last night. He was straight fire and really couldn't miss. And Reggie Jackson was benched for pretty much the entire second half after almost blowing the game for the Pistons. What more proof do you need, SVG? Reggie's gotta go. 15 points and 7 assists for Ish off the bench. Knicks fans, y'all can breathe a sigh of relief. If y'all went out and lost this game to the Nets last night, all of hell was about to break loose. Porzingis returned from his illness and led all scorers with 19 points and 12 rebounds. Carmelo had 16 of his own, and Brandon Jennings really struggled with his shot after filling in for Derrick Rose for the second straight time. 1 of 11 from the field for Jennings, but he did have 10 assists, and the Knicks got the 95-90 win over Brooklyn. Russell Westbrook versus Jimmy Butler. Well, it was close for like the first quarter, then the Bulls built a lead heading into halftime and continued to build upon that lead until they wound up with a 128-100 win over the Thunder. Westbrook once again did everything he could, but it just seemed like he could use a bit of help off the bench from a certain someone who broke his forearm punching a chair. Anyways, Butler led the Bulls to 28 points of his own, and the Bulls, who despite everything going on internally, have still managed to stay at the 500 mark, as they are now 25-25 on the year. A team that's quietly been improving is the Indiana Pacers. They really seem to have been figuring things out as of late as they beat the Orlando Magic 98-88. Jeff Teague with 13 points and 9 assists, and CJ Miles had 16 for Indiana as they advanced to 26-22 on the year. When will the Utah Jazz ever be able to remain healthy? I swear this has got to be one of the most injury-prone teams I have ever seen. Rodney Hood, who just came back from a knee injury, went down again in the first half after hyperextending his knee, but the Jazz still got the 104-89 win over the Bucks, who for a while have been playing really well, but just haven't been able to get any wins as of late. 27 points for Gordon, thanks for making me an all-star Hayward, and 25 points and 15 rebounds for Rudy, when will I be an all-star Gobert? Blake Griffin had his best game since returning from his routine knee surgery to lift the Clippers to a 124-114 win over the Suns. 29 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists for Blake, and Raymond Felton, who has been having a really nice year backing up Chris Paul, had 18 points for LA. Eric Bledsoe continues to be one of the most overlooked point guards in the NBA though, as he tallies another 40-point game. 41 points, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds for Bledsoe. Nikola Jokic still out with a hip injury, and the Nuggets fall to the Grizzlies 119-99. 24 points for Marc Gasol, 18 points for Conley, and Zach Randolph and Vince Carter contribute 14 each off the bench for Memphis. Once again, no Joel Embiid for Philly, and the Mavericks get the pretty easy win over the Sixers. Seth Curry is starting to look more and more like his brother. I'm just kidding, but he had a pretty good game last night. 22 points, 6 assists, and 4 steals for Seth. And that about wraps up all the action for the day 100 recap of the 2016-2017 NBA season. We have made it to 100 days. That is absolutely insane. And now it's time to get into the player of the day. Yesterday, Kyle Lowry edged out Kawhi Leonard with 33 points, including a game winner and 10 assists to win the Player of the Day award. And here are today's nominees: Stephen Curry and his 39 points and 8 assists, Isaiah Thomas and his 44 points, 19 in the fourth quarter, and 7 assists, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in his career-high 38 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 steals, or LeBron James in his 27 points, 12 assists, and 8 rebounds. As always, you guys can go vote for the Player of the Day right now on the Mino Hardwood NBA app. The link to the app will be in the description box below. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like on it if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the Bucks, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!